and give me a chance to shout out.
All right.
There we go. We're good, yeah.
Oh, all right.
You good? All right.
What's
There
up,
we go.
Lemonheads? What's up, Lemonheads? Producer Fungus here. Welcome to our draft special, episode 194. It's that day we've all been waiting for here in South Florida. You know, I'm here. I'm joined by Larry Fresh. I'm joined by Eric Henry from SB Nation. What's up, Eric? How's it going, man?
What's going on, fellas? It's been a while since I've been on with Lemon City Live, man. So I'm just chilling. Happy to be on with the Lemonheads as always.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what's
Yes,
up.
sir.
And
Edwin.
he's got that
Edwin,
muscle
Nathan.
flex tank on right there.
yeah.
Down there, bro.
Yeah,
Man, you caught me chill out the house, man. Of course I got the tank on, man. I got the tank, you know?
he's
Hey, man.
ready to get drafted. He's ready to get drafted.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what it
dude.
is.
I follow you on Facebook. I've seen the pictures. Dude. He doesn't miss an opportunity to show off the guns. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, there's Twitter me. It's like, remember like the meme they did where it's like LinkedIn, Twitter, Tinder, whatever.
yeah.
I got Twitter me, I got Instagram me, and then I got Facebook me. They're different versions, all right? So
That's what's up,
That's
man.
how it's supposed to be, man. That's how it's supposed to be.
But yeah, hey, this is episode 194, man. We're getting Eric. Thank you for joining us again
No
for
problem.
for continuing to help us out here, man. We greatly appreciate it. This is a weird circumstance. Again, we this is week 3 now, I think, or 4 of us doing these quarantine streams. So it's something new for us. Shout out to Raul.
Yep.
What's up? But we're continuing to do it, man, and thankfully we've been able to evolve with this virus. At least our show, I feel like we've been able to connect with more people. Doing these streams has been something that's been really, really cool. I've been enjoying it. But again, guys, first and foremost, man, just be careful out there. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Don't go out when you don't need to, man. Dude, like we've been stressing it every week. I haven't seen Gus in weeks. I miss his face. You know, but at least we got this, man. I know it's tough, but hang in there. It'll be all right. And again, I wanted to shout out the Instagram account of Gio and the good cause that he's doing. It's called Fueling the Frontline, man. He just delivered his 11th different meal, I think, this week to the first responders. He's from buying local, from local restaurants and everything and putting it out there for them. So really, really good on him. If you want to help him out on Instagram, Fueling the Frontline. But yeah, man, this is it. We've been wanting to do. We wanted to do this in person. We wanted to set up a party. We wanted to set up, a good hangout a few months ago when this all was going down. But unfortunately, this is the best we could do. But I think it's all right. We got our friends online
Yeah.
on the chat. We got our boy Eric Henry here. Gus, you're chilling. We got the draft going. It's exciting. We got a lot of stuff going on. And again, we got the little ticker on the bottom, so you're not going to miss the picks. We'll try and update those as it goes along, or we'll just at least you know the order. And at the same time, we'll if you got any questions for Eric, any comments, let us know who you think is gonna go. Who do you think? What's your favorite team? Who you got going? Anything, man. Just participate in the comments there. So, Gus, what do you? Did I miss anything there? Or we?
No, we're good.
Good.
We're waiting.
We're waiting for the commissioner. So this is weird, man. How I don't know how this is gonna happen. Like this whole. What if somebody loses internet? That's my big thing. Like, what if the internet goes down? Like, are you gonna have that issue like the Vikings when they missed their pick in person?
No three Vikings.
Yeah, dude, this is weird. It's gonna be a little strange, but we'll make the best of it. At least we're in good company here, and it'll be fun. But Eric, man, tell us, before this draft gets started, man, how you been, man? What you got going on?
Man, I'm doing all right. It's just been the same old. I mean, with the delays as far as spring practice, and I mean, as far as all the sports shut down, it was a little weird because, like, with the NCAA tournament scheduled to be up here, there was XFL got shut down. I was doing some freelancing for the XFL, doing a couple things, so that kind of hurt. But all in all, man, Edwin, you said off the top, man, it's all about being safe. So I'm very happy to say that, I haven't, a lot of people, especially down in South Florida, had coronavirus. So I'm happy to say I've been safe, I've been healthy, and, can't ask for anything more than that. So
that's good, man. We're glad to hear it, dude.
Yeah.
We're glad to hear it.
By the way, for those of you wondering where TD is, he's on assignment with his local TV station up in Atlanta. He's actually doing draft coverage for 11 Alive, I believe, is the station there. So
In
he
Atlanta,
might,
yeah.
he might be popping in later. So we'll see if he might make a little surprise appearance. Yeah, man's doing his business right now, so we miss him, but I'm sure he'll comment doing his business. Then that's I fucked that up, right?
We knew what you meant. We knew what you meant. I was
right.
That seemed a little personal, man, doing his business, but
But yo, Eric, man, so you're a real Buccaneers fan, right? You're like a legit Tampa Bay. You're not the Patriot bandwagon coming over. You're like a legit Bucs fan, right?
Man, you guys have had me on the podcast before. We've debated Tampa versus Miami. You guys know I am a born and raised Tampa native. I am a ride or die Buck fan. I'm talking about, I'm 28. So we're talking about going back through, it's been rough, guys, because my childhood was the glory days. It was Brooks, Sapp, Lynch, and then when that got all disbanded, it's been tough sled. I mean, you guys know, being Dolphin fans, it's been like 15 years of just futility. So I am a Buck fan. Mm-hmm. I am excited, to that Tom's in town. Gronk decided to jump on. So, man, I'm excited, man. It's should be fun.
Yo, I had an All-Star jersey back in the day. So
the All-Star, nice.
That was my dude. I like that guy. But hey, what about you guys finally fixing those ugly ass uniforms you had? Like you it seems like you corrected the ship here. Now you got TB12 coming to town. Well, good job on you guys.
Are you talking about the ones they just had, like the ones from last year?
Yeah, those with the
numbers. Okay, yeah. Yo, I remember. Y'all remember Josh Freeman used to play quarterback for the Bucs?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember it was that era when they kind of made the first change, right? They threw like the little weird stripe around the neck. And I was like, what are they doing? Like, because the Bucs, I'm old to remember the orange and whites. And, those weren't cool when the Bucs were losing. But now everyone's like, oh, bring back the orange and whites. I'm like, yo, those used to be trash when the Bucs are losing. But yeah, man, I'm a fan of that like Warwick Dunn, Brooks, Sapp, Lynch, that era uniform. Like, they should never change that. So I'm glad they kind of brought a variation of that back. Most definitely.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, it's funny you mention that because I wonder how it is as a fan. I like the Bucs. I mean, obviously, I had an All-Star jersey. I'll follow you guys, but I'm not like a diehard or anything. But as a fan, like, everybody's clamoring for your old school uniforms, like myself included. I love those creamsicles. Those things are super nice, but they're completely associated with the worst era of franchise. Like, there was nothing good that ever came out of that. The only good thing was an Eric Rhett jersey that my friend had in middle school. I remember he had an Eric Rhett orange jersey, used to rock it to school, and I'm like, well, who the fuck is Eric Rhett? But like he was hardcore. Like, there is nothing good associated with those jerseys. You know what I mean? And everybody wants them back. Like I said, it's got to be so weird. I think they did right with, going back to the championship era where they did do the winning, the pewter, bringing that back, or at least doing it the way they were doing it before. But man, like, that's just so strange, though, man.
Yo, completely agree. Because like, for people who aren't Bucs fans and didn't grow up in Tampa, I see people on Twitter all the time. Yo, bring back the creamsicles, bring back the orange and white. I'm like, yeah, it's fun to look at from an outsider's perspective, but when you're like, and like I said, I'm 28, so like my real recollection of the creamsicles is like 95, 96, going to like those Buck games growing up. But for my dad and my uncles and them who like, they've been here since the 80s, so they're talking about the Vinny Testaverde, Craig Erickson, those guys, right? So they're not trying to see those come back. And the majority of people in Tampa are not trying to see those come back. So it's a good point you bring up, Edwin. We're like, people here are like, nah, you can save that. But people like, on Twitter and Nashville are like, oh, the creamsicles look so cool. Like, nah, like no one's trying to see the New York Jets throwback, like them lime green joints they had or whatever, no one's trying to see the losing jerseys.
Yeah, I'm not trying to see the Jets either way. Get them out of
well, of course.
See, here's the thing, though. I wrote an article for Lemon City. It was my uniform throwback wish list, and I want those to come back in some form. And I had those in my top 10. Those creamsicles, just as a throwback, but as an everyday thing, like I think
right.
Do that. But to kind of give a local perspective, think of it like the Marlins, right? it's like if the uniforms that we have now, if we've been using them for a while, but everybody wants to go back to that Jeffrey Loria era where we were awful and everybody really liked those. You know what I'm talking about, the Marlins
Which
uniforms.
ones? You talking about the '97 World Series ones, or
No,
like
no,
the?
I'm talking about like the Jeffrey Loria from when they moved into the new stadium. So,
Oh, why? Those were trash.
Exactly. It's like if sometime in the future everybody wants us to go back to those because for some reason they appeal to everybody in the future, but everybody locally is like, no, that was like the worst era of Marlins everything. You know what I mean? It's just bad all around.
Yo, you guys mind if I give an opinion from a outsider's perspective?
Of course not. Go ahead.
I don't understand why you guys would not only want to go back to those uniforms because it was a horrible era of baseball, but not only that, the taxpayers of Miami got fleeced into paying for a stadium y'all ain't really want.
Well, we did want it. We just didn't want to.
Yeah, we didn't want it there. We didn't want to. We didn't know we were getting fleeced. You know, it's a Ponzi.
Yeah. Okay. No. That's true. You didn't want it there. So, like, let me ask you guys real quick. You guys would you rather have the OB or would you rather have Marlins Park?
Oh man, I guess if you want to go first, go ahead.
All right, so if the OB was not going to get renovated ever, then obviously we want Marlins Park because that thing it was about to collapse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, but obviously, having the OB there, it's a lot of history, and of course we want it there. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to go all the way to Miami Gardens to watch the Canes play.
Got you.
Hey, Gus, you're not hearing that, man?
Yeah, I'm saying I'm hearing it hella loud. Like,
yeah. I don't know what it is, man. But we'll keep it going. It just comes in and out. See, now it's gone. I don't know.
No, it's gone. Yeah.
If it did something, Gus. But anyway, I'll piggyback on what Gus said. I'm kind of on the same boat. OB was a dump, but it was like our dump. It was our dumpster fire. It was our trash. It did lose a lot of the mystique. I always thought that they should have done Marlins Park where this place is.
With the museum.
Where the museum is. They should have done something. A baseball stadium like right out by the bay would have looked really, really nice. That would
like
have
how
been.
San Francisco has it.
Yeah, man.
Sure. Yeah.
And I love Marlins Park. It's a great stadium. I mean, the sight lines are great, but when you really think about it, the location where it's at, it's like,
yeah,
it's like, it's all right. I mean, we love it because it's ours. You know what I'm saying? But it's just not the best, especially considering all the nice sight lines and skylines that we have all over Miami, where you could have really done something real dope over there. But
yeah,
Well, let me say this real quickly. You guys have been to Tropicana Field. So yeah. I can't talk.
Well, I saw some renderings for a new Rays stadium that looked really cool. It had like some tent roof on it. It was really different. It was completely different right off the bay too.
Right.
That looked nice, man. And we're fans of Al Lang Stadium, man. We like that place, man.
I like that Rowdy Stadium, man.
I always thought Al Lang was a nice place, man. But yeah, see. Oh wait, yeah, Dennis. Yes, John Henry wanted to build it where the museum's at. Yep, that was John Henry was our old owner before Loria came in.
For Loria.
Yeah, Loria was the guy who Ponzi schemed us. He fleeced us out of all that cash. So bad on him. So what's going on? Yeah, so wait, hold on. Let's check in here. I'm trying to follow, and they still haven't done. Oh, okay. Oh, Cincinnati's officially on the clock right now. They got 9 minutes. All right. Yeah. So we'll see once they announce it, man. All right. I gotta get out my Joe Burrow take, man. I've been saying it for weeks. This guy, Eric, you tell me, is this guy not the best guy in the draft? Like the best quarterback that's come around in God knows how long? Like how legit is Joe Burrow in your eyes, man? I respect your opinion. You really look at this. I'm the passionate guy who says no. Give up everything. Give up everything and get that guy. You realistically tell me, break it down. What do you think of Joe Burrow? Is he too high? Is he right where he's at? What do you think?
So I'm going to give you guys kind of my thoughts, right? So obviously covering FIU and Conference USA. I'm so dialed into that conference. I don't get a chance to watch every SEC game. Like you guys know, I'm at the stadium, a couple hours in advance. I'm there late, whatever. But I do go back and watch film afterwards. I am a Joe Burrow fan. I think what honestly gives me pause, guys, is it was only 1 year. You know, he had the year last year, but it wasn't this 50 touchdown or 60 touchdowns, whatever he threw, type year, right? And that kind of gives me a little bit of pause in relation to a guy like Tua, who we've been hearing from the second he threw that game-winning touchdown pass in the national championship a couple years back, that he was the guy, right? So, in my opinion, I'll open it up to you guys as well. If Tua doesn't get hurt, are we talking Joe Burrow as the automatic lock number one pick? I don't think so. I think it's a toss-up between him and Tua, and then it comes down to maybe kind of like that throwback Aaron Rodgers and Alex Smith, Peyton Manning, Ryan Leaf. I think it comes down to that type of discussion if Tua isn't hurt. Now, with that being said, do I think that Joe Burrow is overhyped, or do I think he's as good as he's being billed? Yes, I do think he's really good. But like I said, what really gives me pause is the fact that it's only been 1 year. I prefer my quarterbacks to be guys who have started a lot of games, and I give him credit because he came from Ohio State and had to win the job. And apparently from all the things that all the the scouts and people around that program say is that he came in and impressed his teammates from day one, that he's super competitive, and you love that about a quarterback. Yeah. But yeah, my biggest reservation and that is that it's really just not to say he's been a one hit wonder or a 1 year wonder, but dude, I don't know how you guys feel about this. I like to go back and look at the projections of where guys were entering the season and then run them up to where they are right at draft time. Because you guys know, entering the draft, you're going to hear all kinds of stuff about this guy's great, this guy's falling off, especially after the combine. You're going to hear a ton of stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I went back and looked at Joe Burrow's projections, and people had him somewhere around like 5th or 6th best quarterback. Now, obviously, he had a hell of a year, so that's going to, improve his stock. But to go to this can't miss pick, I'm not sold on that. But I do think he's worthy of being the number one pick. I just feel that had Tua not gotten hurt, it would be a 1-2 discussion or 1 and 1A discussion as opposed to just, Joe Burrow's a lock.
Okay. All right. Gus is going to agree with everything you said. So we're going to skip Gus's opinion here. But, okay. All right. I get the 1 year argument that everybody keeps saying. But again, realistically, in college, at most, you're going to get 4 years, and they're going to grade you on your best 1, maybe 2 seasons. It's very rare that a quarterback or any player nowadays has 4 good seasons, or 3 good seasons, great seasons. Now, with Tua's sake, he came in as a freshman and won the championship in the last game. He had a bomb-ass sophomore season and was on pace to have a great junior season before he got hurt. So, realistically, he's just got a little bit more of a sample size than Joe Burrow. But, man, Joe Burrow lit up everything he did. You can't ask for anything else. There's no way that let's say he was a freshman or a sophomore, that there's no way he could replicate or elevate anything else next season if he were to come back. You know what I mean? What he did was so, 60, what was it, 60 touchdowns? I think it was
60. Yeah, I think it was 60.
Bro, I hate the SEC. I hate it. I hate this whole, we're the toughest conference and all this braggadocio shit. But I gotta give them props. That's the hardest place to play. And he lit up everything. And then my biggest takeaway about why I think Burrow is legit, the best quarterback I've seen in so long, is that when the lights were the brightest, when everything is on you, you just won the Heisman and everybody's watching you and everyone is expecting you to fail or to come down. What did he do? He threw for 13 touchdowns in 2 games in the playoffs? Come on, you don't do that. That's something I've never seen before. I've never seen a guy come in, and the one thing I really do give you, or I do concede to a lot, is the fact that prior to this season, he wasn't high on anyone's board. Nobody really had him high anywhere. That I think is more telling of him than the whole, I only seen 1 year of him doing that. I don't need to see anything else, man, The proof is in the pudding. The dude killed it. There's nothing he can do, nothing he can achieve. There's absolutely zero that he can do or that he could have done to help his status. And everything everyone says about him, his moxie, the way he carries himself, his leadership skills, there's nothing that you can. He checks every box that you want in a quarterback. So to me, no brainer. Even if Tua didn't get injured and finish the season, and you look at there's no way Tua was going to have as good a season as this. Now it all depends. Had they lost, head to head, who would have won? I think that's where you give the edge to, because they would have played each other. But man, it's just Burrow is just too good, man. Like, so good. And then right now, I'm just hoping the Dolphins show up on the little ticker here saying something like, that they traded their, I don't know how many picks, and we're drafting Burrow right now, because that's all I want, man. That's all I freaking want right now.
So, all right, I'll give him a little 2 cents, since I totally agree with Eric. If Dolphins had the number 1 pick, of course, take Joe Burrow, right? To me, that's a no-brainer. Where you and I seem to divide is that I'm not willing to give up everything, even though that was the plan. The Dolphins' plan was to acquire as many assets as possible in order to, put themselves in a position to get somebody like Joe Burrow. I don't think that's a smart move. I think if you look at the history of the draft, most teams end up hitting on averaging on the same amount of players, right? There's no team that's has a perfect algorithm or whatever in order to hit on a lot more players than all the other teams. All these guys are very knowledgeable guys, and they hit on average the same amount of players. So if you have more picks, you are on average going to hit on more players. So that's why I feel like you need to keep all of those assets. In the first round, we have 3 picks in the first round, dude. The Dolphins have 3 picks in the first round. If they miss on one of those guys, you still hit on 2 first-round quality players.
Gus, not to cut you off really quick, but the first pick is in. It is Joe Burrow.
There you go.
Oh, wait, is it? Did they already announce it?
Yeah, they announced it. It's Joe Burrow. Roger Goodell was up there from his living room in a full suit.
I think I'm in a delay over here. Hold on. Oh wait, I get. We're gonna cut to it right now.
Let us go to the commissioner. Okay, here we go. With the first pick in the 2020 draft, Cincinnati Bengals select Joe Burrow, quarterback, LSU.
Sorry, bro.
Man.
We all knew it was gonna happen. Everyone in the world, except for Edwin, knew that this was gonna happen.
There's still time here, okay? There's still time. There's still time to work out a deal here. The key is the 3rd pick. The 2nd pick now at Washington, that's kind of a gimme. Everybody says Chase Young, and that's where they're gonna go. The key spot here is 3. If the Dolphins can acquire the 3rd pick without giving up the 5th pick, now we're talking, man. Now we're talking. They can turn that around into a trade for Burrow and some other assets,
Yeah, there's still a little bit of hope, I guess. So who do you think Washington is going to take?
It's Chase Young. That's a gimme. Right. I'm not. Although, man, Dwayne Haskins.
I mean, some people are saying maybe Jeff Okudah might go to Washington.
I don't know what.
What happened?
I'm getting some serious feedback. I can't hear anything.
No, I don't know, man. Everything sounds great. You guys sound great to me.
Yeah, I can't.
You can't hear me?
Barely, like barely.
I don't know, man.
I don't know what it is, man. I'm getting some serious feedback. All right, you guys keep talking. I'm gonna see if I work on it here.
Okay.
Hey, Gus.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can. Yeah.
I don't think it's me, but I'm gonna unplug my headphones.
Okay.
And see if it makes a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still going, so it's not my headphones. Okay. Yeah, I can't even hear it over my phone. Okay.
All right.
Here one second, Gus. I'll jump back in with you because I can hear you. It's just All right. So let me ask you this.
Sure.
Since obviously Edwin, is in that Joe Burrow camp.
Yeah.
Do you feel with the Dolphins, since it looks like it's going to be between Tua and Herbert? Who do you feel comfortable with?
All right. So I think the Dolphins got enough information medically wise, from a medical standpoint, for Tua. If they pick Tua, it's because he's a better player. If they pick Herbert, it's because they know Tua is not healthy, or they have some reservations about it. But I think a healthy Tua is the better option.
And then okay, so now here's the second part of that question. I'm sorry, I'm going into journalist mode here. It's like it's like we're at the FIU presser and I'm interviewing Butch here, right? I got a follow up for you.
All right.
So
I'll be Butch, or Butch, go ahead.
so how would you feel if would that not be reminiscent of when the Dolphins passed up Drew Brees with Dante Culpepper? And how do you feel, let's say a year down the road, right? And Herbert is, or you know what, change this hypothetical. Let's say you can get 10 solid years of Herbert. You're getting Matthew Stafford for 10 years. Or, if I give you Tua, you're getting potentially a Patrick Mahomes type impact for 3 or 4 years. What are you signing up for? And same thing for you, Edwin, if you heard that question.
I think I'll take 4 years of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I gotta go 4 years of Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, even if I don't win a Super, like I love Matt Stafford. I think he's a great quarterback.
Right.
But like, just mediocre. He's got what? He doesn't even have a playoff win, or he has one playoff win in like 10
I think
years.
he has one. Yeah.
One?
But I mean, look, if I had Matt
It's kinda
Stafford for 10 years, I wouldn't be upset. He's not the reason the Lions suck. All right, he's not the reason that they win like these great games. Oh, sometimes he has been, but he's not the reason that they suck.
And that's always kind of been my thing. Where like it means if it means a Super Bowl and going Mahomes, okay, I think that's a fair point. But see, that's the question, right? That's the question is, if you get 10 years of Matthew Stafford, can you surround him with enough talent? Whereas the Lions haven't surrounded Stafford with any talent. Outside of Megatron, who was there, for a handful of years, he's had no talent around him. Whereas Mahomes has Showtime. He has Travis Kelce. He's got Tyreek Hill. He's got all these playmakers around him and a stud defense, the Honey Badger. So I think that makes a huge difference as well.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry, man.
I hear it too, Edwin. I'm surprised that Gus is the only one who doesn't hear it. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's me, but I don't hear anything.
You know what? Let's we're gonna cut the broadcast real quick and then restart it. I think that's the only thing that's really bad.
Because Edwin, I even tried unplugging my headphones to see, and I still heard it over the phone.
Wait. Before you do that, let me just try switching up my audio to see if it's something else.
Yeah, man.
Hold up.
Wow, that's gone.
It's gone?
It's gone? Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally gone, and I can hear you just fine.
All right, so hold on. But before we restart, I need to get some off my chest, okay? This is to you two. And for Gus took off his headphones, so I need to make sure he hears this.
All right. Gus, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay, I need to make sure he hears this. Why is it that every time I come on this show, there's technical difficulties? I'm starting to think it's sabotage. I'm starting to think it's bias. It's a Tampa bias. It's a Tampa bias.
Yo, I legit forgot about. Yeah, that's legit. Bro, we've been doing this no problems, and look at that. I think it's you, man. And you're bringing some bad juju Wi-Fi from Tampa there, man. I don't know what it is, dude. But you brought out the spooky monkey and messed us up because we haven't had this issue. Now all of a sudden it was really bad, but I think we've solved the issue now. It was definitely something there, but I think we're good and we can fly forward. But answering your other question, man, yeah, I think I'd go with the Mahomes option. To me, that's probably okay. I mean, I think that's an easy one. You go Mahomes because you're associating that with winning a Super Bowl, and you're associating. But like Gus said, if you give me Matt Stafford with a good team around him, I think he's capable enough of doing great things as well. But I think in the Dolphins sense right now, I don't want Herbert at all. Like,
okay,
to me, Herbert could be this great guy, could be all this stuff, but the two transcendent quarterbacks in this draft right now are easily Tua and Joe Burrow. Those are the two guys. Those are the guys, like I've been telling Gus for weeks now. Those are the guys that's the whole reason that the Dolphins sucked this season. This is the whole reason that they wanted to be in a position to get one of those guys, or ideally was Tua originally, because he was the, like you said, the higher one going into the season, the higher rated one. Oh. What is that? You got a pick in?
Yep.
We do.
What do we got? What do we got?
Washington has taken Chase Young.
Chase Young. All right.
Mhm.
Oh wait. Oh, we get to hear it straight from the commissioner. I like this.
Yeah, I was pausing for the audio.
Are we gonna play the audio, Edwin, or
You don't hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
okay? I do not hear.
There it is. Chase Young. All right. Now, going back to it, I think it's good for Washington. Now the draft has officially started right now. Pick number
Right,
three.
right,
where the
three.
draft starts because we don't know what the Lions are going to do. We don't know what the Giants are going to do. We don't know. And then it's going to affect the Dolphins. You know what I mean? And we're going to see what maneuvering there is. But Justin Herbert, first of all, Justin Herbert looks just like the older brother from the Wonder Years, Wayne Arnold. Like you can't have that. I don't like that. But the big thing with man, I just like Herbert. I don't know, man. I get like Joey Harrington vibes out of him, man. Like quarterback in Oregon. Like I don't know, man. I know he's got what is he like 6'6", I think, like 2-something. He's a big dude, strong. He's mobile. He's got all that stuff, but I don't know.
Hey, Edwin, let me give you a stat. You know, I got to go into reporter mode. Let me give you a stat that really worried me. I don't know if you guys heard it on Herbert.
No.
This past season, 34% of his passes were screens.
Man, so yeah, that's no good.
That's a lot of screens.
Yeah.
I want to say the number was 139 of his passes. I can't remember if it was passes or completions. If it was completions, that'd be worse.
Yeah,
But I want to say it was 138 of his passes were screens. So essentially, and you guys know the Oregon offense. You know, it's all about getting the playmakers in space and just throwing the ball 1 yard and letting those guys, you know, kind of play that basketball on turf, right? So that's not going to work in the NFL. So that's something that I do agree with you, Edwin. If I was going for Herbert, that would worry me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
traditionally, I don't really trust those Oregon quarterbacks, man. They haven't really done anything. in the
yeah, that's
NFL,
what
you know?
I'm saying. Like with Herbert, I'm not sold on him being like the guy. And again, it's you got it. Okay, it's like playing poker, man. I'm a lousy poker player. You know why? Because I don't understand betting positions and seat positions, and I'm only focused on my hand. This is why I'm a lousy gambler. But in poker, I know to be a good gambler, you have to know, okay, this is the time to go all in. This is the time to check. This is the time to wait for the flop. Those are there's a whole strategy that goes into it. And the Dolphins being at with the 5th pick here, you gotta know your position right now. And you can't trade up. For me, I don't think you can trade up from 5 to 3, from 5 to 4 to try to get Tua. Like to me, that you can't. If Tua falls to you at 5,
Sure.
You take Tua at 5, and I'm happy with that. If he falls to you at 5, but to trade these assets to move up a spot to get Tua, it bothers me. And now they're talking about a lot of the shit that I'm hearing is that they're talking about that they're thinking about moving up to take Herbert with the 3 pick or the 4th pick or something like that. Which to me, that man, dude, I'm gonna go punch a dolphin in the face or something, man. If that really happens, like I ain't feeling that shit, man. And then there's also talk now that we might trade up to this number 3 pick and get an O-line. If that really happens, dude, I'm getting off the stream. Like I'm gonna walk out the door right there, and I don't know. I'm gonna go to Tampa and I'm gonna go buy a Bucks jersey, and I'm gonna be a Bucks fan because I'll be. I swear to God, if the Dolphins trade up right now to number 3 and take an O-line, I will burn this hat. I love Ricky. I won't burn the jersey, but I will never cheer for the Dolphins again. I don't care. I don't care if they draft Richmond Webb. I don't care if this O-line ends up being Joe Thomas and a Hall of Famer. I don't care. If we go O-line with this pick.
But I asked Edwin earlier. What if in this draft they end up somewhere later in the draft they end up finding a QB that ends up becoming Tom Brady? Will you change your mind? And he still says no.
No.
I mean, come on.
I did not endure a complete shitty season. I did not endure them trading away all of our good players to get assets to then take a gamble on a guy late in the draft to be hopefully to be the guy. No, there's two guys. You go after the two guys right
Of
now,
course.
and you try to take them. That's it. If you
But
do
if that
anything other
scenario
than that,
ends up happening, you're gonna forget the word hopefully.
no,
'cause it happened.
no, son, bro. No, this is why you suck. This is why you did everything to get these picks, to get these players. If you don't do this, like, no, not at all. It's not even an option, man. Like, I will never cheer for this team again. I swear to God.
You know what's funny? Two things. One, Edwin, if you do decide to come to Tampa, you know we got croquetas there. All right, you know we got. but no. I'm with you only because I'll give you an example. Right, I'm an Orlando Magic fan, and the Magic have been selling me on a rebuild since Dwight Howard left. Right, you can't sit here and be like, hey. We did all of this. We traded all these guys. We wanted to do this was the organizational plan, and then go against the plan when it's time to execute the plan. Like what did the Sixers do? Right? The Sixers said, "Trust the process. We lost. This is the plan," and they stuck to the plan.
Uh-oh.
Lions pick is in.
Who are they taking?
Jeff Okuda.
Jeff Okuda.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Looking good for the Dolphins, man.
All right. So Dolphins got to worry about one team right now, and somebody leapfrogging us here. Wow, I'm surprised Detroit didn't trade down out of this pick, man.
Yeah,
I thought Detroit.
So Giants are definitely not going to take a quarterback. The only thing we got to worry about is somebody trading up into the Giants spot.
Yeah, Chargers or somebody like that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Eric. Are you? I know, like, again, I'm asking you as a Dolphins fan or as an objective non-Dolphins fan here. Maybe might be better. Are you under the belief that if the Dolphins have Burrow rated up here above everybody, let's just say we don't know that, but
right.
I'm assuming that if you're looking at quarterbacks, he would be the best one. But if you had it, taking into consideration the fact that everything that happened this season, all the assets that you gave away to accumulate more assets. What is there a limit to what you would offer or try to offer a team like Cincinnati to try to get Burrow away from them? Like, what was there anything that was just no? There's no way I could do it, because I'm under the belief, like, yo, for real, I would give up all 3 first-rounders this season, and if that didn't work, I would do a combo of the picks this season. I'll throw in Josh Rosen. I'll throw in a pick next season. I'll throw in a couple second-rounders. Like, I really don't care. Like, if that's your guy and you have him that high, like. This whole, like, all of a sudden everybody, not everybody, but a lot of Dolphin fans are under this whole, like, oh no, we have all these picks, we can't give them up, you know? And it's like, no, you got all those picks to go all in and try to go after the guy you want. So, like, I'm in that school. And now, again, does Cincinnati want to do the trade? No, I don't know. That's a whole nother thing. But I'm under the belief that you came to play, you got your chips, man. You got to go all in. Like, the Dolphins have to try to get this guy at all costs. Is it gonna happen? I don't know, but there's a lot of people that are like, no, we can't give up all those picks for this guy. You know, like, to me, where do you lie on that as an objective fan? You know, do you think that's smart for the Dolphins? Do you think it's smart for the Bengals to, you know, take advantage of the Dolphins in a situation like this and accumulate all this stuff? Or do you think no, you're in a better spot keeping all those picks and filling holes that way?
I'm smiling for a reason. I'm going to answer your question, but I'm also going to throw a hypothetical out of both of you guys. All right. So to answer your question, I subscribe to the old Mike Ditka, and in honor of you wearing the the old Mike Ditka, Ricky Williams theory.
Yes.
If that's your guy and you believe he's the franchise game changer, go get him. Plain and simple. But can I throw a hypothetical out at you two gentlemen?
Give it to me.
There is a general manager in a southern part of the region, a southern region of the United States, who seems to be willing to trade people at, a drop of a hat, right?
Okay.
Would you be willing to part with those picks if you can bring back to Miami one Deshaun Watson?
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
You see, Edwin, we talked about this, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Gus is on this, but I'll be honest. Hypothetical, swinging back a hypothetical to another hypothetical.
Sure.
I'll take that, and I'll transition with this. If given the opportunity to trade those assets and get Burrow, or trade those assets and get Watson, and both deals would go through. You know, like if they're just waiting for which one
Sure.
would you do? I would still go Burrow.
I'm a believer. Oh, go ahead, Gus. Go. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gus.
I think you're crazy. Burrow, okay, yes. He's as close as a sure thing you have at the QB position in the draft, since Andrew Luck was coming out in the draft.
Mhm.
But Deshaun Watson already is a sure thing because he's proven. He's done it for multiple seasons.
Okay.
He's already proven. He's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now.
Okay.
I'm with Gus. I mean, not only is he a proven commodity, I'm a firm believer in, and I'm not going to say that the NFL. We guys remember when Michael Vick was supposed to transform the league into a running quarterback league, but I do think there's something to having a guy who can move the pocket and move with his legs.
Mhm.
That in the way the NFL is going, that would help. But I'm a firm believer in Dabo Swinney's quote, and hopefully this doesn't get me in trouble. Hopefully this doesn't get me in trouble, but like there are not very many Dabo Swinney quotes that I'm going to subscribe to. But I do subscribe to the one where he said this is the Michael Jordan of college football, and there's something about that guy that doesn't he give you guys that Jordan feel where like he kind of or to bring it back to a Dolphin reference, he gives you that Marino feel, right? Where fourth quarter you're down 10 points, you're down 2 scores. You don't feel like you're out of it. You always feel like with that guy, you got a shot, right? That's the feeling I get with Deshaun Watson. Like there's always a shot. And we saw him bring back Houston. What was it? 2 years ago? Because Kansas City won this past year. So 2 years ago that they looked out of that game. And Deshaun Watson is the one who brought him back. So I just subscribe to that theory.
And he's only 1 year older than Burrow, and he's got so much more experience.
Right.
I'll give you that. I'll give you all that. But I'm also thinking of it as adult. Like I'm taking my fandom out, and I'm looking at it as an ownership here. You can get Burrow on a nice rookie year deal or a rookie deal for a little bit longer. You get Watson, you're gonna have to throw down big bucks right off the bat.
That's true.
And then therefore you're not gonna be able to sign those other assets. There is that side of it too.
That's true.
So that's where I'm weighing it in. And I know that Burrow is a little, he might be only a year younger, but I don't know. I guess like in my mind, everything that I've seen of Burrow is just him been excelling at LSU. When I've seen Watson get killed on the Texans through no fault of his own. It's through, his team letting him down bad O-line and shit like that. So I guess that kind of mental image of what I have kind of also plays into this. But more than that, I think I would probably go Burrow just because of the fact that it's gonna be cheaper. It's literally gonna be cheaper to have Burrow on a rookie year deal for a few years as opposed to, throwing. Because you get Watson, you're gonna have to shell out the big bucks right now. You know what I mean? And hey, he's worth it. Like, Watson is legit. I like that guy. He's completely the man. But to answer that hypothetical, yeah. But if Burrow falls out of this right now and we don't have anything with him and there's no opportunity and the Bengals are gonna Bengal, I'll tell you this much: Burrow stays in Cincinnati, he's gonna be a bum. He's gonna be a bum. Like, again, no fault of his own. Like that's just a cursed organization, man. Like they're not gonna do anything for him. Like it just sucks. Like if you're a Bengals fan, yeah, you're happy because you got your boy, but you got a lot of holes to fill too, man. The Dolphins have a lot, but the Bengals have even more. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see what they get. We'll see how they do, or how you finish up. But I'm not optimistic. But let's see. I think the Giants pick is in, right?
The Giants pick is in. Just waiting to be announced. So the Dolphins will be up next.
Hey, by the way, this is kind of. I know you guys are watching the broadcast here, but kind of not bad by the NFL to pull this off like this. Strictly online and kind of. I don't know. I think it's still like a pretty good job what they're doing. Kind of weird, but I think it's good.
Gus, I'll let you go first. Yeah.
No, so they could have pushed it back, and I think a lot of players were potentially hurt. Their draft stock was hurt because they decided not to. But I think they just wanted to try out this version of the draft. Honestly, I think they wanted to see what technology
but look at this.
Incorporate.
Look, they're showing like the GM in like his own room by himself in his house, like with giant TV and like a computer. Yeah. Like essentially, this is the Dolphins' war room right here, where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not much different than what they're actually doing. So it's kind of strange.
I'll say this real quick. I know the pick is in. Shout out to the WNBA because they did it first. We're gonna shout out to the ladies, but also I would have liked to have seen the draft pushed back only because I would have liked to have seen some guys get pro days. You know, that's the reporter of me. There are a lot of guys who didn't get pro days, so I would have liked to see get pro days. But outside of that, they did. Edwin completely agree. They did a great job in doing pull off. So.
Yeah. Let's see. I think I started losing your audio there a little bit. You sounded kind of muffled. I don't know. Yeah, you.
Can you hear me? You said you. I mean, sorry. Pronouns, pal.
Nah, sorry. It sounds like Eric's mic is like blocked with something. I don't know.
Can you hear me better now?
There we go.
Okay, sorry. I had my hand in a spot. My bad.
All right, here we go.
All good.
Draft pick is in. Who'd they go? Andrew Thomas? Is that what they got?
And Andrew Thomas.
Okay. All right.
Tua time, I guess. We'll see.
Dolphins, don't fuck it up, man.
The Finns are on the board.
Don't fuck it up. Just keep it simple. Bring Tua. He fell to your lap. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this situation right now. Tua falls to your lap at 5. You sucked all season. You originally wanted to get Tua. You sucked all season. You traded those assets. You're going to get Tua. My worry is still, I got a feeling that hip's going to be bad, bro. I got a feeling that the hip might need some. Bro, if he needs hip replacement, no one's ever come. Only Bo Jackson did that, and he did it in baseball. No one's ever going to come back from that in football. Like he's that close from. He's a lot closer than anybody else from.
He's also not a running back that's going to get hit on every play. So.
Just takes one, bro. Just takes one.
I will say this. I don't know how you guys feel about this. Nick Saban, Alabama. Let me not put it all on Nick Saban. From what the reports say, Alabama had him do one procedure so he could possibly make it back in time, for a national championship. And maybe that wasn't the best procedure in Tua's interest.
Okay.
And I'm kind of a believer that, as a coach, you got to win games or else you're going to be fired. Nick Saban can, he's not going anywhere. He's not in any danger of being fired in Alabama. So I would have liked to have seen Tua do what's best for him, which was have the proper procedure and get ready for the NFL that way. So, just to your point about, his hip needing to be, further looked at, you take that into account.
I'm a little worried here. And again, we're Dolphins fans, man. I thought we were drafting Brady Quinn, and we ended up drafting Ted Gibbs' fucking family in this position. Right? I've been here before, I've been here before, and I'm a little scared right now.
You got the lemon booty, bro.
Yeah, man. Do we get? Oh man, do we go after? God, just take. If they take Tua, I'm good. But if they go after one year's kid, I'm gonna be kind of upset, man. I mean, I'll be a little less upset because they didn't trade up to get him. But if they take him now at 5, man, or if they take an O-line with this pick, I might lose my shit, man. Like, I'm really, really kind of scared right now.
Really quick. Can we get a quick roll call? What do you think is going to happen before they pick? Edwin, Gus. Tua?
Please be Tua, man. Please, oh my God, I'm starting to panic, man. I'm starting to panic right now. Oh God.
I'm saying Tua. I think they're going to go Tua.
I'm having flashbacks of the Brady Quinn draft, man. I don't know. Oh my God, this is scary, bro. This is scary. You guys watching in the chat, man? Let us know who do you want the Dolphins to pick right now? Are you guys Team Tua? We got one. Albert's here for Tua. Definitely appreciate it. Anyone else? Feel free to comment. Let us know, man. If you're panicking and hyperventilating like me, let us know too. I want. Oh, fuck, bro. I have a feeling. I'm just getting this bad feeling right now, man.
Bro, you're putting it out there into the universe, you son of a bitch.
I know, man. Oh God. All right, we got in consensus. All right, we got Miriam also with the Tua train. All right, man. I'm just Tua all the way. All right. Okay, let's see, man. I think you guys have the feed a little ahead of us, so you guys will be breaking the news for us. Coach Flores, man.
The pick is in. The pick is in.
Oh
man. Miriam says that you're making her nervous, bro.
No, I'm losing my shit here, man. Who is it?
Well, no, they haven't announced it yet. It's Louis Riddick on the screen. I'll keep you filled in. That's why I heard the sound. I was like, yo, you got something I don't know? Cause
I'm on delay. I got Chris Greer still on the screen.
nah, yeah, we got Lewis Riddick talking right now. So
Oh man, don't screw this up. I know Dennis, he's feeling me, man. This is scary. Speak it into existence. All right. Well, I tried, man. I've been trying to get Joe Burrow for months. Oh my God.
yo, really quick, Gus, I don't know if you saw that. I was looking at the bottom ticker and I saw a pound sign, like a number sign, 5, Jerry Jeudy. I was like, yo, they took Jerry Jeudy, but they were saying best players available.
Oh,
I was like, yo.
Oh man.
That would be crazy. That great wide receiver, you know, probably.
Great, no, good, yeah, great wide receiver, yeah.
But not what we need.
Uh-oh. Someone's ahead of us? Oh no, he's just messing with us. Damn.
Nah, yeah.
Block out the chat, everyone. Block out the comments right now.
Oh my God. Yo, come on, just give us the pick already.
Yo, they're trying to build the drama. Yo, ESPN has like a TV show to sell, all right?
Dude,
they're trying to build the drama.
They're tired of showing. You know, they were showing like the 2005 draft today on ESPN. Like they're just.
Oh, really? Nah, I didn't see that. That.
They have nothing to show. They've just literally just been showing garbage all week, man. I've actually during this whole quarantine, I've actually found myself watching a lot less ESPN in general, and I've been watching.
And we got Tua.
Tua?
Hold on, Gus, are you ahead of me?
Wait. I got
You're ahead of me.
Coming in.
Oh, Gus,
calling in the other room, which can only mean that we got Tua.
Tua Tagovailoa. There you go.
Oh, thank you, Dolphins, for not fucking this up, man.
Yep.
All right, now let's turn around and trade him for Joe Burrow. Let's make it happen. Let's do this, baby. We got this. There's still time. We can still, you package. Well, actually, no, fuck it. Now we got Tua, man. We got to keep him now. That's it, man. That's it. We got Tua.
Hey, man, we'll bring in Chubbs, you know, from Billy Madison. Not Billy Madison.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. I want to hear it from the commissioner.
2020 NFL Draft. Miami Dolphins select Tua Tagovailoa.
Damn, he butchered the name.
Yeah, he messed that up.
That's a good omen. That's a good omen.
Goodell, you had one job, bro. Like, you're at your crib. Could you not practice that in the mirror?
That's the one name he needed to practice.
Exactly, man.
You know?
Come on, dude.
That's why he gets food at every draft. That's why they do him.
Ah, man.
All right, so hold up. So hold on. I got a question for you guys.
Give it to me.
Does Marino give up the 13, or how does that work? Does you have to be unretired? How does that?
Man,
I don't think so, man.
I think he's got to, like, bro, I'm not the biggest Marino advocate. That's a great question. Actually, your thoughts in the comments.
I know it's a great question. I do this for a living, sir.
I like it. No,
I don't think it happens.
I think he's got to. I mean,
you gotta earn that, bro.
Yeah, you gotta earn it. You definitely gotta earn it. But I think I've seen some mock-ups of him wearing the number 1 jersey. I think it looks kind of nice. And it's funny, my phone's blowing up now with all my old Navy buddies. Tank for Tua worked. Tua. Everybody's happy.
Tua kind of strikes me as a guy who's like, you know, could be on that respectful tip, like, all right, yeah, I'll come in, wear number 1, you know, and don't want to wear the 13. So, but I could easily see, like, I think Dan Marino would be cool giving him the 13. I mean, I don't think he would. I don't think Marino's tied to it. You know, I don't think we got like a MJ type situation where when LeBron has the parade, MJ's like, yo, make the documentary right now.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean. Fuck it, like yo, I love Marino. I respect Marino. I'm not crazy about him. I got my opinions on him, but fuck it, man. Like, just if this kid wants it, bro, let him have it, man. This is the most hyped quarterback we've had since Marino. You know what I mean? This is the highest we've ever drafted a quarterback since Marino. Even bigger than when we got Tannehill. I mean, Tannehill's a freaking wide receiver, so I'm okay with it. Although, how do you feel about a lefty quarterback though? I think that's a little.
I like it. It. It throws off defenses.
I don't know. I mean, I'm all about what's his face? Steve Young was my boy. You know, I used to love watching that guy sling it. And Mike Vick, man. Yeah, I mean, you gotta love that. But yeah, I guess there's not many. Well, then you got your Matt Leinart. He was a lifty. But yeah, I could definitely go for.
See, really quick. So they just did. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm sure Gus, you might see it because I think you got the TV on.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. They did like an NFL like a comparisons, and this compared them to a bunch of left-handed quarterbacks. So they did like Steve Young, but they threw Mark Brunell up there. And no disrespect to Mark Brunell, but y'all ain't signing up for 10 years of Mark Brunell at the fifth pick in the draft. Like, so I'm like, don't just be, let's just find a left-handed quarterback and compare him to him. I guess that's what that was. So.
Let's see. Oh, there we go. We got some more.
Yeah, like comparison to Young and Brunell. Like, I mean, like, no, listen, I love Mark Brunell. No disrespect, but like.
But yeah, that's not what.
Yeah, I don't want Mark Brunell here, man.
Mark Brunell, like.
Let's see.
I mean, shit, I don't see Jacksonville with no ring, so like.
Let's see here. Okay, so no, Tua's got to change his number. Frank says he doesn't think he should change it, and he says number 10. I'm cool with the number 10. I'll be all right with Tua number 10. Man, I just feel such a relief right now, man. I was a little shitting bricks, man. I thought I was gonna have to go run into the Bay of Biscayne and punch a dolphin in the face. Like, I really thought, like, I don't want to not be a Dolphin fan, Like, fuck, man. I've 28 years for you, 38 over here, man. Like.
I didn't want you to go to jail, so I called up. I called the career, and I was like, "Listen, bro, I can't have my boy going to jail. I need you to take care of it."
Yeah, I appreciate you looking out for me, man. And
always, bro.
I can't do the stream from jail next week, so
We
definitely.
don't have good Wi-Fi over there.
No, man, but for real, like, let's give props. Let's stop for a second here. I think we could officially say that this is a different Dolphins regime. You Dolphin fans, if you agree with me, let me know. But if you guys have been a fan as long as I have, you know that we've been through a lot of shit for a long time, and this was definitely set up to be another Brady Quinn situation. But the Dolphins last season, they Brian Flores, man, he's the real deal. I'm buying what he's selling. You know what I mean? Chris Greer, I'm buying what he's selling. I got, for the first time in a long time, especially now that we got Tua and that, these things fell into place, I finally feel like I have confidence in this organization, not just in the team. I'm always going to love the team, but I feel like for the first time I have confidence in the organization to actually do the right thing. And today, right now, is the first time I felt like that I can actually say that out loud. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to believe it, but I couldn't put it out there. I don't know. It's weird.
No, I get you. Yeah, man, this is the first time. I agree. This is the first time in a long time that I in the front office there, man.
Yeah, man, we got some people with
Miriam.
Yeah, I saw her comment. That's why I was laughing about TY.
But it's kind of feels pretty good, man. I don't know. I'm kind of new to the feeling, so I don't know. I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do with my hands? I'm kind of weirded out right now. But let's see. I mean, now, okay, let's look down the draft here. Okay, so Dolphins, keeping with the Dolphins. I know we'll talk some Bucks. Bucks are what pick?
Man, I'm not even sure. I've been kind of, it's still in the Tom Brady glow. I believe they're like 16 or 14, something like that. I've been in the Tom Brady Gronk glow, so I've actually forgotten where the damn Bucks pick at this point.
Oh, 14,
right? Yeah.
Yep.
So like, I mean, I don't want to turn this into a Bucks podcast, but I'll give a quick take. I would like to see them either draft and I guess you can't take a running back at 14. There's no one that's probably worthy of that slot. But I think now that you got Gronk, you've got OJ Howard, you got Mike Evans. I like Ronald Jones, but you just need like that dynamic back, but you probably can't do it at 14. Get an offensive lineman. Like, Brady is in his 40s. So I just want, if you can get that best offensive lineman available, I think that'd be the right pick for the Bucks.
I agree. That's a good one for the Bucks. That's take care of your golden boy there.
And Justin Herbert, he's heading to LA. I almost said San Diego.
Oh, he's going there? The Wonder-Year kid?
Oh, yeah.
Official? Good. Adios. Although, hey, how nice are those new Charger uniforms? Did you guys see them?
Those are pretty clean. I like the bolt on the side. That was clean. I like that.
Hey, they did it right. Did you see they have one alternate because they have the regular
right
palette, and they have this one dark blue alternate that kind of looks like from the 90s. Chargers.
Yeah.
The dark
Yeah.
one. Oh, that
Yeah.
one looked fresh as fuck. Yo, that thing looked nice. So wait. Oh, Herbert. Okay, yeah, it's official
Yeah,
on my
yeah.
screen over here.
Yeah.
Ooh, damn, that's a nice sound though, right? Isn't that a nice sound?
It is a great sound. It's
Yeah.
a great sound.
Just gives me little feelings inside and shit. But no, I think Tampa, man, with you guys, yeah, get the best guy available for Brady. But yo, what's up with couple things?
Yes, sir.
What is it? Tampa Bay? He trademarked Tampa Bay?
I'm not gonna lie. I think it's whack. Like, I really don't understand the Tom. Like, it sound. First off, did you see my man walk into the wrong house?
Yes,
Did you see that?
I was gonna follow up with that. He gets kicked out of a park earlier this week for trying to exercise at a park that he wasn't, that's on lockdown. And then he was trying to get into Byron Leftwich's house, and he walked into the wrong house. But just like, he didn't even knock. He just opened the door, walked right in, and just was like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, "Where am I?"
Yeah.
Byron's not here. And then just whoop,
and then just dip back out. Like. But the thing you got to realize is that he clearly is, adjusting to his new surroundings here, being the Florida man. Getting kicked out of parks, walking in people's houses.
Oh my! And we all thought it was gonna be Gronk.
I'll give him time,
Gronk is coming. I don't know if you guys saw. I mean, I think I may have tweeted it out that like, South Tampa, Sundays, at the beach, like at the pool party spots, you're gonna see Gronk. Like I'm sure you'll probably see him in Raymond James Stadium too, but like you're gonna see Gronk out on these streets, plain and simple.
I'll tell you, man. So Tampa Bay, that's kind of weird. Him walking into the wrong house, that's funny. Getting kicked out of the park, that's funny. But okay, I get it, man. Like it's Tom Brady. That's kind of a big deal. But you as a Bucs fan, like, dream scenario, how much Tom Brady do you think you can get out of him at this point in his career? Like, I mean,
well, the dream scenario, and I'm gonna play to the FIU crowd and also be biased here, but the dream scenario would be that a certain FIU quarterback lands to the Bucs in the third or fourth round, and Tom Brady plays 2 or 3 years and then passes the torch to said FIU quarterback. I think that would be, and I mean, I'm saying that half kidding, but I mean, I guess I'll put on my serious reporter hat here for a second. That apparently is a real possibility. I mean, I know James, when I talked to him, because I covered the East West Shrine game, which really helped his draft stock just blow up, and he had a great week of practices, and I was there actually when the Chargers personnel were talking to him. But James has talked to pretty much every single NFL team. I mean, so there isn't a team that doesn't have him on their radar as far as a potential draft pick as a quarterback. I mean, it's really going to come down to what style of quarterback you're looking for, because I mean, obviously if you're a Seattle, you're not going to necessarily bring in James Morgan, a guy who's not going to move around the pocket. Right. But yeah, that would be the dream scenario. And I told you guys offline that I'd break some news or I don't know if it's breaking news, but I give you guys share a little tidbit as far as James goes. A reliable source told me, a source close to the situation told me that Bill Belichick, I don't know if you guys have seen this photo of Bill Belichick. He's at Middle Tennessee State. And he's in the rain in his hoodie, like scouting this one player. It made the rounds like over the past 2 months, and it's just been like, oh, classic Belichick. He's there in the rain at a Conference USA school looking for that next stud, right? But a source told me that the player he went to scout, which was a Middle Tennessee State linebacker, Tyshawn Render, when Belichick wanted to see tape or film of Render, he specifically asked to see the game tape against FIU because he wanted to see James Morgan tape as well. So, there seems to be, and that's a well-placed source. That's someone I trust, So there seems to be, definitely interest from New England as well. But to roundabout answer your question, I would like to see, and obviously I'm biased here. I like to see James land anywhere, because he's a great kid. We've all covered him. Yeah. But if he would land in Tampa, I think it'd be a nice scenario. I mean, let's just look at it from an X's and O's standpoint. If you look at Bruce Arians' his history with quarterbacks, Carson Palmer in Arizona, Peyton Manning in Indy, Ben Roethlisberger in Pittsburgh, and now, Jameis Winston in Tampa. So he's a guy who's worked with those big, kind of downfield type passers, and I think it'd be a good fit. So I think that could be something to kind of keep an eye on.
Also, the creamsicle uniforms would match James Morgan's facial hair.
Yeah. Yes, I was going there, and TB12 can hand over the 12 right to him. It would look nice. You know what I'm saying? You just Captain Morgan, captaining the bucket.
Hey, he's he may kill me for this if he hears this, but James Morgan would look like the old Bucko Bruce logo. That'd be perfect, right? Captain Morgan, that'd be perfect, right?
So the potential is incredible there. It has to happen.
Yeah, I think I think that would be. I would have to agree. That would be a great scenario. Like you said, we've watched James come in and take over after Alex Magoo left, and to see him and what he did at FIU, we obviously want to see him carry on to the next level, and to do it behind Brady, man, fuck, dude. I think he's hoping for that scenario. But on the flip side, man, if Belichick gets his hands on him, man,
right.
I like that, man. Okay, hold on. Wait.
It's gonna be hard to hate James Morgan.
I was about to say, let's do the hypothetical here, because Gus hates the Patriots. He hates everything about the Patriots. He loves FIU.
Yeah,
Right.
He's got a soft spot for James Morgan here. Gus, James Morgan gets drafted by the Patriots. Would you cheer for him? Would you? How would you feel? And would you, change your opinion about the Patriots a little bit, especially now that the Patriot, Dolphin killer Brady is no longer there, but it's just dealing with Bill Belichick.
I mean, it would be one of those scenarios where if they're playing the Dolphins, I'm rooting for the Dolphins.
Okay, I understand.
But when they're not, then I wouldn't be as upset. Yes, you know what I mean?
What if Brady stuck around in the Patriots and Morgan got drafted over there? What if it was, he didn't go to the Bucks? Are you still? Is it? I just want to know how bad your hate is. Is it driven mostly by Brady or by Belichick or the Patriots? Like, what's the mix here?
I mean, it's the Patriots. It's them as an organization. Yeah.
Hello, Miriam. I'll be happy for Captain Morgan no matter where he goes, but she still hates the Patriots, though. Good for her. Let's see. Oh, whoa. What is this? Do you guys think we might be living in a simulated reality?
Oh, 100%, Bob.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, what are we doing right now? We're
right, yeah.
We're in a VR reality over here, man. That's some crazy shit.
Yeah,
but let's see. What's some more kind of whole dynamic of the Patriots is going to be different? They may be likable now. I think that's an interesting point there, actually, that Mario makes, man. I think. Oh wait, there it is. I think. Does Brady leaving change a little bit of that, perception on the Patriots a little bit? Does it make them more likable, or does it make them more dislikable? Like people just,
It only makes them more likable if they stop winning Super Bowls.
Do what?
If they stop winning
Super Bowls.
Okay.
If they keep winning Super Bowls at the same pace, no one's gonna like them. They might be even more hated.
Hey, well, I'm just saying this. My hot take from earlier this offseason is still a possibility here. I said Brady was going to leave, and I said that another redheaded ginger was going to take over there. Not James Morgan, but you know what I'm talking about? Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton going to the Patriots. I've been saying that for a long time. Andy Dalton, Patriots, and James Morgan to the Patriots. That'd be kind of cool. I'd be down with that. But
last time an NFL team had two quarterbacks.
Two gingers, huh? That'd be pretty interesting there, man. That'd be red competition right there, man.
Yeah.
That's the red bath or whatever they call it. Isn't that sort of like what's that show you guys like? The fucking blood. What's that? Game of Thrones, wasn't there something like the Red Rain or some shit?
The Red Wedding.
That shit. I don't know. I didn't watch the show, but yeah, I think that's.
Why reference it? You don't know what you're saying.
I just thought of redheads everywhere. That's what was happening. But
yo, let me ask you guys this real quick. I'm just curious. The Patriots were rivals of the Dolphins pre Belichick and Brady, but were you guys like growing up? Like, because I mean, all the AFC East teams are really rivals of you guys. And I remember the old AFC East when the Colts were in it as well. But like, who was the rival? I mean, obviously, it's the Patriots now. But who was the team? Was it the Jets? Was it the Bills? Or was it the Patriots?
It's always been Jets Bills.
What's up, Evan?
Bills. Go ahead, Evan.
Okay. As the resident senior here, just like you can see my gray hairs. I will tell you this: the original hatred and the longest tenured hatred has been towards the Bills, especially in the early '90s. They're the ones who directly knocked us out of a Super Bowl opportunity in an AFC Championship game. They were the cause of our pain when we were the last time we were, at a decent level.
Yeah.
Then post Marino era was the Jets. They had their little run. The Jets were kind of competitive, and they were our enemy. But as much as the Patriots have had all this success, we've been so dismal for the last 20 years that I almost don't consider the Patriots like a rival. Like, it's like, man, they just been kicking our ass, But I feel like you have to be good to have a rival. You have to be,
I agree.
Right. And we've been so bad and so inconsistent, and they've been so fucking good, the Patriots have, that it's just. So I look at it overall. I think in the big picture, I think it's the Bills have been the longest one, and they're the ones that had us when we were at our best. Those are some great fights. But I would actually put it Bills, Jets, and then Patriots. Looks like I got some. Yes, Miriam agrees. Thank you, Miriam.
Bills for sure. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I think
Jets. I think Jets have. It's not because they beat us any more than we beat them or whatever. Even though it's kind of even, but I think the hatred for the Jets is mostly due to all the New Yorkers down here that are living in South Florida.
Well, Buffalo too.
The obnoxious Jets fans. Yeah. Jets fans are more obnoxious than Bills.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more of them.
Yeah, that's true. I think probably the Jets have they got the more annoying fan base. I mean, those guys are. I don't like them.
Well, let me ask you guys this: have you guys been to a game either in Foxborough or New England or New York?
No.
No. I have not. But I was in New Jersey at a friend's house one time years ago when the Jets were playing the Dolphins in Miami, and they shut us out like 21-0. And I was watching the game, wearing my Dolphin stuff in a house full of Jets fans in New Jersey, and I just got fucking, pounded on for 4 quarters. It was the worst. It was one of the worst days of my life. Just sitting there, just taking the beating from all these obnoxious Jets fans, and just God, I'd forgotten all about that. It was like some oppressed memory in the back. But I went through that one.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you from personal experience. I've never been to a game in Foxborough, but I watched a Patriots game in Boston, and I've been to a game as a fan in MetLife. And I honestly got to go with maybe because the Jets have been bad for so long, like you've kind of taken some of the steam out of them. So maybe you're not getting like that 2000 90s Jets era. But Patriots fans were kind of rough, man. Like, I mean, just it's the whole Boston vibe. Like they feel. I hope there's no Pats fans who read my stuff, but they just feel entitled to wins. And it's like, especially as, you guys are Dolphins fans. I'm a Tampa sports fan in general. So, like, we've been through suffering, and they feel entitled to wins.
Now, I mean, I'll tell you, I've been to – okay, I was at the Dolphins-Patriots game when Randy Moss caught a touchdown with his one arm right here when he caught it in his elbow like this. And our white defensive back was sliding off of him and pulled like his ACL or something.
Was it Cam Worrell? Was that Cam Worrell?
Yes, I think that's Cam Worrell. Yeah, he blew out his knee trying to cover Randy Moss. And I was back in like 2007. I was at that game. We've done the last 2 years of Dolphins games. I was at the Miracle. I was on the field when Gronk fell right on his face and ran right by us. So I love that sound.
A couple of picks have come in just to update people.
Yeah.
Okay. The Panthers took Derek Brown.
Okay.
The Cardinals took Isaiah Simmons.
Okay, there we go. And now we're Jags are up next?
Jacksonville.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you got to think Jacksonville's going to go Jerry Jeudy. I mean, it's just they need a receiver, so.
Yeah, they need some.
Yeah.
speed there. I like Judy. But going back to what I was saying though, so we were at the Patriots game, so we've seen it, man, and like it sucks for us because we were there, yo. Like, for instance, it was like the second game this season of the season when the Patriots were in town, and it was the only Antonio Brown game that he played for the Patriots. Yo, like, the Patriots would get a first down and the whole stadium would erupt, and it pisses me off as a Dolphins fan.
Yeah.
Right. That kind of shit. And then after the game, you see all these fucking annoying ass Patriot fans everywhere. The fucking shit, you know. And I'm like, all right, I get it. You won. You know, you did your shit, man. You know. So like, it's.
But you know what's crazy though, and I'm sure you guys probably will agree with this. I mean, you guys, I think I've told you this, you know, prior to game or presser or whatever. But like, I went to grad school in Chicago, so you know, I lived right behind Wrigley Field. I feel like Patriots fans are almost like that national level with Cubs fans and Cowboys fans, to where they're just everywhere. Like, no matter where you go, you're gonna see 10,000 Cubs fans, 10,000 Patriots fans. It doesn't matter where you go. That is on that level now because of all the winning, right? I mean, think about it. If you're, you know,
it's like the Bulls in the 90s.
Right,
you know?
right. And not even that. If you're my younger sister's age, who's 18, like she's a huge sports fan, but he only remembers the Dolphins being trash, the Bucks being trash, and the Patriots being everything. So like, of course, you know, you don't even have to be from New England to rep the Patriots at this point.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I totally agree. And actually, I was reading about this, that the recent MJ, The Last Dance, the documentary that came out, that there's a lot of people, you know, this younger generation that this is the first they're seeing of Michael Jordan. Like they they know Michael Jordan's name and they know what he did, but they never saw what he did other than it maybe on a YouTube highlight, but never saw anything specifically focused on him where you can see this level. Like Gus knows, I've always I like Jordan. I respect Jordan. I think he's probably the best player. I always tell Gus that I'll stand up for LeBron. I think LeBron has had a tougher road, and I think LeBron is on that same level as Jordan. I think in some things he might be better, and in some things Jordan is better. But after watching that documentary, it reminded me how dominant Jordan was, dude. Just that, and I was like, damn, fuck, it's hard to stand up for LeBron right now. But it's something, and there's a lot of people out there that was their first real in-depth anything for Michael Jordan. And man, going back to when, like you were saying, like right now, all these people everywhere you go, there's Cubs fans, there's Patriots fans. Yo, in the 90s, everywhere you went, you saw Chicago Bulls.
You saw Chicago Bulls, yeah.
Everywhere you went. That was like, it was a staple anywhere you went in any city. Everybody knew Michael Jordan. Everybody knew the Chicago Bulls. You saw that red, you saw that black, you saw it everywhere you went. So
I had a Chicago Bulls Jordan jersey.
I have two. Well, actually, I have one Bulls. I have a white Bulls Jordan, and I have I got the Wizards. I got a white Wizards Jordan. Oh, and I have a Laney High School Jordan.
Delaney, yeah.
Dope.
Like, Edward, I don't know if you saw my tweet about that, where I was like, yo, I had Delaney in high school, and my homeboy took it, never gave it back to me. Like,
dude, I'll send you a picture of mine, and you know, we can Photoshop your face on it.
but like, just to finish up on that point, think about it, right? If you're 25, you were born in 95, right? 94, 95. So even if you're 25, you don't have a real recollection of Jordan like that, yo.
Yeah, Jordan's last dominant thing was winning the championship in '98. Think about that. That's 20-something years ago already, man. 22 years ago.
Even if you're my age, being 28, the first Jordan series I remember, final series, is the first Utah series. So that's 96, 97, and 97, 98. I don't remember the Sonics one before or anything like that, but like that's my first introduction to Jordan. So I got, you know, all I have is, you know, hearing my older cousins cheer against Jordan, but I didn't get like the full scope of like the dominance, you know? Yeah. So yeah, it's an introduction. It's a great point you make, Edwin. Like, it's a really introduction for people.
Yeah. What about, so like, what's your Wizards Jordan recollection? Is that even resonating?
No. I have a Wizards recollection because being a Magic fan, you know, like I'm a Magic fan. So, I mean, I remember Penny, but T-Mac is my guy. So I remember T-Mac used to put it down on the Wizards. T-Mac put like 50 on the Wizards multiple times. So that's I remember Jordan. I remember him missing the dunk. I remember. You know what's my favorite Jordan Wizards memory is. This is when I think I realized how great Jordan was. Remember, he hit the game-winning shot, and you see Richard Hamilton, like braids, young Richard Hamilton, holding the fist next to him, and you see like Ty Lue holding the fist next to him, and I'm like, yo, like you can kind of tell they were like in awe because they're playing with their idol, right? So like seeing, like, think about it, like you see 3 teammates trying to mimic the same thing. I'm like, it felt kind of weird, right? Like that's my like everlasting Wizards memory of Jordan.
I'm telling you, dude, it is.
Mine is the All-Star game, where he hit the game-winning shot, and then Jermaine O'Neal fouls Kobe. To lose that moment, you know what I mean? That's my favorite.
I have a memory of that All-Star game. That's Mariah Carey in that dress, but
yeah, I do remember. No, actually, I was fortunate. I got to see Jordan his last season play his last game. Or the last time he came to Miami to play the Heat with the Wizards, I was there at that game. Actually, this was like 2003. Hold on.
He's gonna pull out some memorabilia.
That's not where I'm going with this. This is a picture of me at the game.
Santana Moss.
Santana Moss right there. Look at that. Look at that young guy with no beard. Look at that dude. I was wearing a Jordan jersey too. That's the UNC one right there. Look at that with the do-rag. I thought I was hard as hell back then.
Look at you, looking like throwback Pitbull when Pitbull was rocking the headband and everything, yo.
Hell yeah, dude. I went to this game and we were I had pretty good seats. I had like lower bowl halfway up, and Santana Moss. They had announced like a bunch of famous people were at the game. Obviously, it's Jordan. And they said, "Oh, Santana Moss at the game," and they showed him on the jumbotron. And I'm like, "Wait, that's that guy." He was wearing a Dominique Wilkins throwback. You know, everybody was wearing throwbacks back then.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, "Yeah, it's the guy with the Wilkins throwback." And I looked, and I was like, "Oh shit!" He was like sitting just a couple rows in front of me. And like after the game, as he was coming up, I was like, "Hey, can I take a picture?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, super nice guy." So me and my boy right here, you know, doing it up with our do-rags, you know, and our throwback jerseys.
Nice.
But yeah, that was I got to see Jordan play, and for me that was like fucking the tits, man. You know, like that was awesome. But and then I didn't meet Jordan. I said hi to him at a Marlins spring training game last season when he went to visit Derek Jeter, and he was standing right behind me when we were getting our bags checked and stuff, and I was just like.
You said something to him, no?
Well, yeah. Afterwards, when we were picking up our credentials, I was like, here I am. You know, this like I can't. First of all, I'm at a Marlins spring training game, not expecting to run into Jordan, and all of a sudden, I'm looking at like this god in front of me, and I'm just like, right, you've waited your whole life for this moment. What are you gonna tell Jordan? You know, like, what are you gonna say? Like, how do you play this? And I was like, "What's up, Mike?" That's all I got. And he looked at me, and he's just like. And that's it. He didn't say a word to me, and they just, you know, they're like, "Oh, Michael, Derek will see you now," and they took him up to like this little suite or whatever, and I was like, I took a picture of him as he walked by me, but that was kind of the best I got. So, but yeah, man, it's like we were saying though, that's the introduction for me. There was people that probably saw Jordan there at the game, and they're like, "Oh, that's that old guy we've heard of," you know, like, "Oh, yeah, I buy his shoes."
Right.
You know? So I think the documentary. Man, can we? I like that we're talking about the documentary real quick here, because can you imagine this thing right now? There's nothing going on in basketball, and now everybody's talking about the Jordan doc. It was everywhere on Monday, on Tuesday. You know, everybody was talking about it. But this was supposed to come out in June.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you imagine if there was no coronavirus? Could you imagine if come June, you got what's happening in June? NBA Finals. Who is the best team in the league right now? Who's one of the best?
Lakers.
The Lakers. Could you imagine if that thing came out and all of a sudden everybody starts talking about that at the moment where, you know, LeBron is like, "Yo, I'm about to take my third team to the finals." You know what I mean? Like this could be some serious shit. Like, bro. And then again, and this is where I defer to LeBron on some things, is that Michael never had to deal with any of that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's incredible. It's just, You know, it's unbelievable the amount of pressure that LeBron has to deal with. That even having to deal with the guy's pressure from over 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like it's insane.
But Edwin, really quick, like a lot of people say that, and I agree. There's no social media.
There you go.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Damn, my bad. I had my bad. I was saying I agree with you really quick because, like, you know, the pressures are different because there was no social media. But, and I'm sure you probably remember this, you know, better than, you know, maybe me or Gus, but like Michael Jordan was a freaking worldwide celebrity. So it wasn't like he wasn't getting scrutinized. And, you know, I know they talked about his the gambling and all this stuff. So like he dealt with pressure, I think, in a way that almost, in my opinion, feels kind of larger than LeBron, because before social media, like anyone can be a star now. You know, Swaggy P could walk in the club. Swaggy P's a star. Like if you was a star back then, you were a star of like epic proportion. I mean, you saw the documentary, like Homeboy's going on Oprah. You know, so I think the comparison's a little bit fair in that Michael dealt with his own scrutiny, but I definitely feel your point where like if this were going on in June, imagine in June LeBron's trying to win the finals, and like I said, I don't think it's a coincidence that, like, you know, during the Cavs championship parade, Mike said, break out the footage.
I think I get what you're saying, but man, but all that scrutiny was very internal, man. It wasn't out there. Yo, like LeBron just says something at a press conference and it's viral. You know what I mean? Instantaneously, everybody has an opinion on it, and everybody's talking about it, and everybody's reaching out to him and tweeting at him and telling him, "Hey, why did you say that? Why did you do this? Why? You know, like no way Michael ever had to deal with anything even close to that.
I will say this. I don't think, here's a hot take for you, for both of you guys. I don't think the 90s Bulls, the last 2 rings they get, if they're in this era. And I'm going to tell you why. Michael punching Steve Kerr, that's first take for a month.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman going to wrestle, that's first take for 2 months.
Yep.
Scottie Pippen holding out, that's Sports Center every day. Like, you know, so that definitely was different. Most definitely.
No, for sure. I do think that first the what is it, the 72 and 10 team? The
72 and 10, yeah.
The first to the second three-peat, then that was a squad. You know what I mean? I think that one that would be the one that's interesting to see, that match up against some of the dynasties that we've had now, you know. One of the there we go. Or even the Warriors dynasty would be in. Oh, it's gonna be Edwin's new name, Edwin, aka Sup Mike.
Just to update everybody, the Jaguars took CJ Henderson,
okay,
from Florida, and the Browns took offensive tackle Jedrick Wills from Alabama. Trying to get this guy some help there, so there's not so much pressure in the pocket.
All right, so it's been quite a quiet draft, though, and no trades, none of the big speculation that we thought might happen kind of followed suit. You know, no, I don't think there's been a crazy reach or a surprise pick or anything like that. I think everything went kind of according to status quo. So, okay, we seem to have lost Eric there completely.
I think he had to go.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I think this is a good cutoff point for us as well.
We did
we did the first 10 picks. I was hoping we get a little, you know, more shaking and baking and some deals and stuff. But you know what? Overall, let's give our grades here real quick. Wait, there we go. He's back.
Yeah, fellas, I'm back.
It's all good. We're gonna wrap up right now. I think we've done a good chunk of this. Let me. Wait, hold on a second.
What happened?
Oh, sorry, because I lost you guys on my screen here. Where's everybody? There we go. Okay. Sorry, Mike. Got too many. You know me and my tabs, bro. On my work. But anyway, no. I think we're gonna wrap it up now. We're gonna wrap it up. But I'd like to maybe give a little grade here, a little draft grade. First off, I'm gonna give the NFL here. I'm gonna give them a solid A. for just the presentation and being able to pull this off, considering the circumstances. I think it would have been very easy to not televise this, to not do anything.
Agreed.
For this.
Yeah.
They took on a challenge of trying to televise something that's very hard, and that's something everybody wants to see. And I think they're doing a good job. So I think it's gonna be nice to just sit back and watch the rest of the first round and see what happens. Still time for Joe Burrow to get traded. I mean, I'm not holding everything out. It could happen. But Dolphins, I'll give them an A too, man. I think for the first time, I'm happy. I haven't been this happy with a pick in a long, long time. So I don't know how you guys feel about your teams and whatnot.
I am happy. We're gonna see a lot of this.
Oh yeah,
Most definitely.
Yep.
man. Wow, this is awkward. I'll take a picture with Tua.
Don't do that.
But yeah, wait, Eric, you guys are drafting what again?
I think they're 14.
Oh, 14th. Yeah, 14. Okay, so we're still a few picks away, but you can chill out, watch your pick there. Hopefully get you guys a good O-line. I'm excited to see this season. I'm hoping we have a season to watch. I still think I'm still a little skeptical. I don't know about you, Eric, actually, before we let you go. How do you feel about the prospects of having an NFL season uninterrupted? Do you think we'll be able to get that, or do you think
that's a good question. I mean, all I can give you, and I don't want to say that the two are linked, but I can give to you from the college football perspective.
Okay.
A lot of athletic directors are, so much of athletic revenue is driven by football. They can't really afford to not have a season.
Okay.
So I think there will be a college football season, just maybe it will start later. Now, to bring that around to the NFL, I think the biggest issue, now look at it from the NFL owner's perspective, right? They're like, hey, if we ain't got to cut checks for y'all, they're not hurting. They're not going to be in a rush to cut checks. But I look back to what the governor of California, I believe Gavin Newsom is the governor of California. I know he was the mayor of San Francisco. He said, hey, I don't anticipate, games taking place in my state, anytime soon. We got to remember, the NFL is almighty when it comes to sports, but there are people in power who do make these decisions, So I think that will be interesting to keep an eye on. But my gut tells me that there will be a season. I think they're going to find a way. I just think the biggest impediment the reason why I bring up the Gavin Newsom example is I think the biggest impediment is not going to be, it's not going to be what people thinks it is. I don't want to turn this into a political podcast, but there are people in power who do hold the power to make these decisions. So let's not forget that, at the states level, So, but that's kind of what my gut tells me.
In a lot of places, for example, in Spain, La Liga just announced that they are going to play their following seasons. They're just going to have to play it without fans.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's also a possibility here in the United States.
Yeah, I'm not really too excited about the whole no fans thing, man. That's just so weird. But
yeah, it's weird. But TV revenue gives you more money than
the actual people showing up. Yeah.
That'd be really awkward, man. I just think from a TV perspective, how do you shoot that? How do you film that? You're not going to put a boom mic over the field so you can pick up every single, curse word that's, and things like that. So just from that perspective, I think it's super interesting, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. Think about you remember in a few seasons ago when the Blue Jays, when Bautista hit that bomb and the freaking
stadium. It was in Baltimore, right? Was it in Baltimore or Toronto?
No, it's in Toronto when the Sky.
It was Toronto. Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine just doing that in an empty stadium, dude? That right there is just that's what I think about when they start talking about this. No people in the stadium. Man, that's a big thing to not have. But Gus was right. I mean, the TV revenue is where it's at. They don't care if people actually go to the game. I mean, that's just extra revenue from what they're making. But
yeah,
I'm hopeful that that everything will turn out all right. But most importantly, man, just hope everybody's safe, man. I hope everybody
most definitely.
Yeah. That's the big key thing here. It's just everybody stays safe. Everybody does the right thing here, and we don't jeopardize more people and endanger more people by rushing to things too early. But
absolutely,
I'd say hopefully they'll do that. But I'm hopeful. I think out of all the sports, football is obviously because they're the one that's still furthest from actually starting. I think they have the best chance of actually having as close to a regular season as you can have. I think obviously everybody else has been interrupted. I'm kind of still pessimistic. I don't think a lot of these other ones are going to make it happen. But I know there's hockey's talking about coming back in July. We'll see. You know, the Lightning can forget about that sweep in the first round after having the best record. You know, I mean,
Why the hell would you say that for? Because the Panthers have been, you know, the Panthers have been eternally 10 points or 8 points out of the 8th playoff spot for the past 2 decades.
Hey, how many
Since the-
playoff games did the Panthers win last season? Same as the Lightning, baby. 0. Come on, man. I got to take the jab there. I got to take the jab. But
that hurts me, Edwin. That hurts.
hey, man,
That hurts me.
I got to take one. Look, hey, as a Marlins fan, I'm accustomed to no fans in the stadium. You know, that hurts us. So, but I think we'll see, man. We'll continue to do these streams. We'll continue to have something to talk about. And Eric, thank you again for always helping us out, coming through. I know we had some technical issues there, but we figured it out.
Hey,
we have to record everything.
that's what I was gonna say. As long as you don't hit me up and be like, "Yo, none of this went through," we're all good. And hey, as always, man, you know y'all are family. Thank you for having me. Appreciate anytime having me on, and look forward to seeing you boys back out the cage, man. Most definitely do it in person.
Yeah, as soon as they allow us to.
Yeah, man, and I know we get a lot of FIU guys and fans that watch the stream here, like Miriam out there, man. Let's put in all our positive energy, man. Let's get as many Panthers as we can get drafted this week, man. This is I know our boy Stanley was watching, was on the stream with us on Tuesday, man. I know he's watching. I'm hoping he can sleep the next few days, man, because he's
Yeah,
life's about to change. So hopefully he gets the news as well as the other guys. But yeah, thank you so much for everybody who's watching, everybody who's checked this out, man. Every single little like, comment, share, review, everything that you guys have done, man. We really appreciate it, and they all go a long way. Gus, is there anything else? Any final words here before we let everybody go?
Go Fins, baby.
That's right, baby. Way to not fuck it up. Let's do it.
Yeah,
so that's right, man. And there you go. Pause up for all the FIU people out there. We love you all. But hey, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching and spending this time with us doing this draft. I thought this was something pretty neat. That was a lot of fun to do. And we'll be back next week.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Later, guys.
peace.